You are always imagining something. The secret is learning how to stop rehearsing the disasters you don't want and start envisioning the life you do want. This morning during my meditation, I started to have these thoughts popping into my mind about me living in a big house all by myself. And I immediately shut them off. I I almost went down this rabbit trail of thinking of myself alone in the house. And what would I do? And how would it be? And then I stopped myself because I realized this is not a reality that I want. Therefore, I am not going to rehearse in my mind what it would be like if I had this reality that I do not want, that I do not currently have, and that doesn't look like it's going to be in my near future. Why would I go down some kind of rabbit trail thinking about this thing that I don't want to happen? And yet we see people do it all the time. You'd be driving along and you might suddenly start thinking about the car crashing, right? You are going to ask for a raise at work and you think about how they're going to reject you and how they're going to turn you down. We do this. It's a form of worry, but it's a form of worry that's using your imagination. And your imagination is this incredibly powerful tool. It is not just daydreaming. Daydreaming is a way that we use our imagination. And usually when we're daydreaming, we're dreaming about things that we actually want. So it's like a positive use of our imagination. But worry is a negative use of our imagination. We start to go down trails of how things will play out that we don't want to play out in our lives. Why do we do this to ourselves? The things that you imagine actually have the ability to influence the way that you feel, the, the things that you do, the actions that you take, and the results that you get. I've talked before about the studies done on basketball players practicing free throws versus imagining practicing free throws. And both of them got a similar result at the end of the 30 days. The ones who imagined practicing free throws had as good of results as the ones who actually practiced. So imagination will actually lead you to the results that you are wanting to get. And it's how you imagine them that tells your subconscious mind what you want. So through your imagination, you are informing your subconscious mind of the reality that you want to see ahead of you. It's like you're playing this movie of your life in your mind, and then your reality is going to start to mirror that back to you in a way. So make sure that you're rehearsing life as you want it. This is a good use of your imagination. Rehearsing life as you don't want it is a very, very bad use of the massive amount of power that your imagination has. There is this Einstein quote that I have always loved, and whether he actually said it or not, I don't know because I can't find an exact source of where it fully records him saying it, but it's clear the way it has been stated and restated that these were his beliefs. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. That's why imagination is used to create the things that we create in the world. It has to start in the imagination first. Imagination influences feelings. If you start to think about something, imagine it, right? Imagination is just thinking, really, where it's big thinking about something. If we start to imagine something, it can actually like influence the way we feel in our body right now. If you think about something, it's easiest when you're thinking about negative things, I think. if you think about something that scares you, like the thought of maybe standing up on stage and speaking to thousands of people, if you actually think about yourself and imagine yourself in that situation, standing up, looking out at all those faces, you might start to get a little hot and sweaty. You might start to feel butterflies in your stomach just thinking about it. The people are not really there. Our thoughts can influence our feelings in really big ways. Imagination influences the way that you feel. If you start to imagine something bad happens, you might start to feel anxiety. I think this is part of the problem with anxiety in today's culture. Why so many people have anxiety is because they're spending so much time imagining things that they don't actually want to happen. Imagining the things that they fear, and those imaginations that they're having cause them to have these physical symptoms of anxiety because they're imagining the things that they're anxious about, not because there's actually anything to be anxious about, not because those things have actually happened, but they are spending their time imagining the things that are causing them anxiety, which then causes them to have more anxiety. And then we're spiraling out of control. Don't do this. This is ridiculous. If you have anxiety, use your imagination in a positive way. Use it. Spend time. You might have to spend lots of time imagining exactly the outcomes that you want. Imagining living in the life that you want. Spend time daily doing this. It is so powerful. Here's a simple way to begin to shift your imagination. First, you just have to catch yourself in the act of imagining what you don't want, which is just what I did this morning, which is why I'm recording this video right now, because I caught myself in the act of imagining something I didn't want. And I went, wait a minute, what am I doing? This is an absolute waste of my time. This is putting negative energy towards something that I don't really want and a ridiculous thing to do. So I just stopped. It can be hard if you are just starting to do this to stop yourself from imagining what you don't want. But that's why awareness is the first step, because you have to catch yourself in the act and then choose to stop. And that can be hard. And you might have to do it over and over again. And that's okay. If you need to do it over and over again, just do it. You just keep doing it. But rather than just stopping, now I want you to flip it and ask, what's better? What's the best version of this that I can imagine instead? What do I actually want instead of the thing that I was starting to imagine? And start to imagine that instead. Get into detail, get really into it, get to where you can feel those feelings of it being there, of having it. Use your imagination like that. Every time you catch yourself imagining what you don't want, flip it and start to imagine what you do want instead, and practice this. You can do this all the time. You can do this while you are doing the mundane tasks of life. Instead of having some background noise on, spend time in your imagination while you're washing dishes, while you're taking a shower, while you're moving about your day. Your imagination can still be running. It probably already is, but maybe not in the best way. Journaling. Spend time journaling the things that you are imagining, the things that you want. Write the story of what you want. Because when we take it out of our head and down through our fingers onto the paper, especially if you are writing with pen to paper, then that is like making it more concrete. That is making it more real, because now it's not just floating around in the thought and idea space. Now you have like made it a thing. Even if it's just the written word, it has been made into a concrete thing. And that's just one step closer to being made into an actual concrete thing in your life. Spend time in your meditations. visualizing what you want. Spend time imagining that you are right there in the middle of what you want. Everybody uses their imagination. This is a normal part of life. You can't stop imagining, but you can choose what you want to imagine. You just have to catch it with your awareness, flip it around to what you really want, and then practice that over and over again. So I want you to think about one small, very specific thing that you want today and use your imagination to start bringing that into your reality. And let me know how it goes. My name's Leslie Christine. I'm an emotional healing and metapsychology coach that works with women in midlife to help them let go of the emotional baggage from the traumas and things that have happened in the past so that they can start enjoying life as it is right here, right now, without actually changing anything. You can actually be happier in the life that you already have while you start to bring about the life that you really want. This is day 21 of my 30 days of YouTube challenge. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.